I'm not really sure how many times we can continue to warn the so-called Black Americans. The only way Black Americans can or will wake up, and even then they still might be asleep, is when disaster hits. Now, this is a warning to the so-called Black Americans. This is a warning because the Democrats are setting you up for a bloodbath. The Democrats are setting you up for a bloodbath. So many Black Americans claim to know history, but so many Black Americans forgot about history. They forgot that they are behind enemy lines. They forgot about Black Wall Street when they bombed that financial district, that Black financial district, from the air. So now it makes you feel good. It makes you feel empowered to protest, to shout Black Lives Matter, to shout pigs in the blanket fry like bacon. It makes you feel empowered to stand on top of a police car and destroy it, or destroy a police union. It makes you feel empowered to be able to attack law enforcement and go face to face with police that's armed and that's suited up. But this is a warning to you that the Democrats are setting you up for a bloodbath. Because right now, notice, Joe Biden had not said a word. Kamala Harris had not said a word. Did not even mention what's going on in these states. But what they are doing is working overtime to position themselves to remain empowered. A Democrat just recently said, a politician said that he doubted that there would ever be another Republican president. They're predicting that the Republicans are going to be no more because they are positioning themselves to take complete power and to remain in power. That's why they're working overtime, flooding the United States with illegal immigrants, because that's their ticket to remain in power. They don't have to depend on the black vote anymore. So what power you thought you had, you're fastly losing it. Just look at Joe Biden since he's been in office. He made all of these campaign promises to black people and kept not one of them. But their primary focus is illegal immigrants. Blacks have been fighting for reparations for how long? But now they're standing up saying that these illegal immigrants deserve reparation. Cuomo is about to pay illegal immigrants and prisoners $20,000 apiece. And how much did you get for a stimulus package? And they didn't want to give you that. But yet you're faithful, you're committed to being out on the picket line, burning down businesses, looting, and notice they are not arresting the thieves. They're going to let you go for a good period of time. And as time comes, once they position themselves where they want to, that's when they're going to drop the hammer on you. That's when they're going to let you really know what they think of you. Think of the number of times the United States government tried to exterminate black people. Drugs in the community. Black on black violence and crime. Blacks kill each other all the time. Just this week, a little 11-month-old baby got shot to death in a car. And there's no protesting. So they allow you to kill yourselves. Until of course, there's a mass shooting, a white person does it, and now they want to try to do something about it. But look at all the young black lives that were lost at the hands of other black people. Look at all the black lives were lost at the hands of police. And what the cops did, they gave you a little bit of money, they gave the family some money, and the cops were able to walk. They paid you for the cops' freedom. And so while the family is happy and content because they have millions now, you have the community that's still outraged. You didn't get nothing. The family got paid. And they're content. They're not out there railing. They're not protesting. They're enjoying their new riches. That's the modern day sacrifice. So many young black men are sacrificing themselves so that their family can live good. The family cares nothing about them while they're alive. But black males are worth more dead than they are alive. And you just can't see that. There's going to come a time when they're going to put an end to you being able to sue law enforcement because they're losing too much money. They're paying you too much money. And there's going to come a time when they're going to say that you cannot sue law enforcement. You can't sue when a police shoot you. They've already said that you can't sue the pharmaceutical companies if you get sick. But yet they pushing these vaccines and people are dying. People are becoming deformed. But yet they're powerless because they cannot sue the pharmaceutical companies. A time is coming when you're not going to be able to sue law enforcement for killing one of your family members that decided to commit a crime. How many times do I have to keep telling you over and over and over again, you play on the devil's playground, one day the devil will show up. Not only you're behind enemy lines, but you're out there committing crimes. I heard growing up, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Anything goes when you step on the devil's playground. When you commit a crime, anything goes. That's the same as a person that breaks into someone's house, or they decide to rob a business, and in the act of trying to commit burglary or robbery, they lose their life. They should not have been there. Well, that's the same case when it comes to these young black males committing crimes. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing. Now, when it comes to this young boy that just got shot, Dante Wright, and I will put a link to the article on the bottom because the officer was arrested. She might get off and then they might use her just to pacify you. But all he had to do was just let them take him in. Go through the court system. Do his time. But instead, he decided to turn around and fight back, and he lost his life. Was it right what that cop did? No. How can you mistaken a firearm for a taser, yellow taser that's in a totally different position than your firearm? But yet, and then she took a few seconds before she even decided to fire. And if you look at her eyes, click on the article and check it out. If you look at her eyes, the eyes are the windows to your soul. She is not sorry for what she did, and that was intentional. But black people keep forgetting that you're behind enemy lines, but yet you're still committing these crimes, expecting them to treat you fairly. And you're not going to be treated fairly. The only thing you're good for is being used as an attack dog to keep the Democrats, the ones that headed the KKK, the one that's responsible for slavery, you're keeping them in power. And you in return gets nothing. They allow you to go in and loot and steal Apple stores, but you can't activate the phones. So yeah, they looted Boost Mobile. What they gonna do with those phones? They can't activate them. They got serial numbers to them. So they allow you to loot. They don't arrest you. And they only use you for what they want to do for their agenda. It's like back in slavery time. Those slave catchers, the ones that caught those Africans, those so-called Africans, after everything was said and done, they themselves end up going into captivity. It's the same game. And you cannot see it. But a time is coming when they're going to put a ban to you being able to sue law enforcement, just like you're not able to sue pharmaceutical companies if you die or become deformed with that vaccine. You can't sue law enforcement. And then, now that you feel empowered and your chest is sticking out, and you feel you're doing something big by standing up to law enforcement, but yet not policing your own communities, there's going to come a time when they're going to shoot you down. It's going to be a bloodbath. They're either going to shoot you down in the streets, and you may have guns and fire back at them, but then that's when they bring in the tanks. That's when they start bombing you from the air, like they did Black Wall Street. And trust me, a bloodbath is coming. Your demise is coming to get you back in check. If they want you in check, and I've mentioned this in the past, these are people that's been to foreign countries, defeated foreign countries. They had North Korea shaking in their boots. Russia wouldn't attack. You had China wouldn't attack. And these are bigger nations than the United States. China is more people. And even they think twice. But you think because you were born here, you have rights? The only rights you have is the rights God give you, and the devil would take those away. Unless that white man gives you rights, you have none. Look at what they're doing to the Second Amendment and the First Amendment right. They take away your free speech. This video won't go on YouTube because I know YouTube will remove it. Now they're attacking legal gun owners, not criminals. Because a criminal was the one that shot that baby down locally. But yet, their guns can remain on the street. The ones that threaten them are legal gun owners. So a time is coming when you can't sue law enforcement. No more protests. They're going to cut out protesting. There's going to be another Black Wall Street. This time, it's going to be a bloodbath. This time, it's going to be a bloodbath. The Democrats are setting you up for destruction. They're setting themselves up for complete power and control. They don't plan on going nowhere. I'm going to read a scripture to you. And it's taken from Revelation, the 13th chapter, reading the 4th verse. And they worship the dragon. This is what you guys are doing. You guys are worshiping the dragon. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? So when you make war with the beast, expect a beast response. I'm going to repeat that again. When you make war with the beast, expect a beast response. And when you get that beast response, you can't complain. See, a lot of y'all are complaining. But you're complaining because now the beast is starting to fight back. The beast is attacking in a different route. He's coming at a different angle. And I told you in the past, these white folks are going to get tired of you destroying their properties, and they're going to fight back. They're the judges. They're the lawyers. Yeah, you have black judges. You have black lawyers. But if they want to silence these judges and lawyers, they can do that. They have the power to do that. You have no power. And it's been proven over and over and over and over and over again. So this is a warning to the so-called black Americans. Prepare for a bloodbath. You keep waging war on that beast, and that beast is going to respond in a way that you can't understand or you don't like. See, right now your mind is clouded. You're spoiled. It's like a spoiled kid that just feels that they got rights and the same thing you're blaming white people for. Now you feel that you have privilege. You have black privilege. You walk up into businesses like you own it, trying to demand things from people. And if they don't do what you feel they should do, now you want to say they're racist and white supremacist. Prepare for the beast response. So feedback, tell me what you think. Subscribe, click on the Cash App, support this channel. Until next time, I'm fearless.